My friends, how are you all? Okay, I think I'm good here. Yeah, we are ready. We are happening. Holy crap. It is the 13th of July, 2021. This show happens each and every weekday from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. You know, I owe Kate a intro. The multi-talented Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey. Best laugh in the world. An intro. She said, "Hey, I got this intro for you, and I never have used it, so I'm an idiot. Here you go. I will make it up to you. I promise. Here you go." Tony's
here. We go.
Here we go.
Hey, it's Blind Tony. And you know what? If I'm not reading Braille or teaching in the office or walking into the ladies' restroom by accident, I'm usually listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Blind Tony. Thank you very much, and welcome. The Eric Zane Show podcast. It's a daily show where I describe news. I talk about news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. All right. So glad that you are here. Get comfortable. Relax. Whatever setting that you're enjoying the show in, whether it's at home or at work or whatever it may be, thank you for taking the time and being part of it. Okay. Let's get right to it. First of all, I told myself I was set up for a horrible night of sleep. I made the mistake of during the day yesterday. It's like, okay, yeah, I might accidentally just fall into this bed. Sure enough, the next thing I know, I'm asleep. I'm like, oh, okay. And I usually don't do that because I don't wake up that early. The only time that I would ever need a nap is when I would get up at the horrible time to wake up when it comes to the radio show, I would get up fairly late. Greg would get up remarkably early. And he was steady Eddie when it comes to getting to work early. And not me, man. I would sleep. Holy crap. I just could not muster the strength to make it a habit to get up at a normal time to do a morning radio show. So here now, I don't know, 6:30, 6:40, 6:50, not bad at all. Not bad at all when it comes to sleeping in. So, okay, taking a nap. Okay, now you're setting yourself up for not being able to get to sleep at night. That's weird. Oops, something went wrong. Try reloading the page. I don't like that. I sure as hell hope that this thing is live right now. Hold on a second here. Now I'm worried. Solo show. All right. Looks like we're okay. I can't see your comments. That's unfortunate. All right. So after getting up and getting moving again, it's time to go get Daisy from the vet. I told myself, do not brew a cup of coffee at 4 p.m. Why in the world would you do that? Did I not do it? No, I did it. And then, okay, that's that. So then, trying to fall asleep, I'm wide-eyed. And then anxiety attack. Yeah, I can't figure out why. Panic/anxiety. And this time around, what the hell? Okay. every single time I have a stupid anxiety attack, I saw one of you post this size of the book I'm reading. It's a really thin book or a tiny book, and then it says how I overanalyze it, and it shows a lady holding a huge, enormous book. That's me. That absolutely is me. And nap, coffee too late in the day, and then worrying about renewing my license plate tabs. Yep. Now, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of cars in my name because everybody's car is in my name. So basically, Jim's car, Jackie's car, Madison's car, Diana's car, my car, and the camper are riding on expired plates right now. July 7th, they all expired. And I have not yet renewed them. And I forgot. And then I was some later than like, oh my God, I forgot to renew the tabs. Oh, this is terrible. Oh my God, this is so bad. Oh, my life is going to end. And I'm freaking out like an idiot over this. And I'm like, oh, shit. Oh. Now, truth be told, get that done today. They'll be here in a matter of days. No size of the problem, Eric. Size of the problem. But it was just, it was causing me trouble. And then that leads to like other issues that I'm worried about and just stupid shit. Get it inside of my own head. That's one of the issues, man. I just can't get out of my own way. Yesterday, it happened again. What? Well, I'll tell you what.
Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. You are a stupid prick. You can suck my big fat dick. This is another Facebook fight.
Thank you, Stu. Now, look. I have long tried to make jokes. They don't always land, but everything is intended to be silly and stupid and, I guess, a roast. Everybody gets picked on. The audience that loves this show realizes that and gives it right back. And has fun with it, and it's all tongue-in-cheek and no big deal. Do I really feel that the people that jumped onto the carnival ride in Traverse City, do I really feel that they are less human beings and dirt people? Well, yes, of course I do. They're at a fucking carnival. You see how that works? It's a fucking joke. That's the point. It always has been the point. For as long as I have done stuff and said and done anything, it has always been about trying to keep everybody off balance a little bit and have a little fun. That is, I have never, ever, if I sat here and just said, hey, everybody, let's sit around and be nice to each other, you wouldn't be here. You want to see me say something stupid. You want to see me freak out when Kenny does something dumb. That's why you're here. That's what it's all about. So everybody and their mother was so enamored with the story about the stupid magic carpet ride at the dumbass carnival up north in Traverse City, Michigan, going haywire. And so, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was rocking back and forth, and they had already cut the power, so the inertia was slowing down. It was not going to tip over. But then one guy decided, just to be sure, he wanted to try to counterbalance it and hang on to the other side of it. And then all the other hillbillies thought, oh, man, that's good. Let's go help out. So they did. They rushed to help out. Great. I don't have a problem with any of those people. All right? No problem with anybody. It's a fucking joke. So everybody was running with the story about, oh, my God, look at these brave souls. Okay, awesome. Well, I put it on its ear, and decided to headline it the only way I know how, and that is with snark. And with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in a 14-word headline, I managed to have a high concentration of offensive words. Poverty carny ride at Michigan Hillbilly Convention goes bonkers. Dirt people rush to help. Now, I'm very proud of that because for the amount of words, 14 words, there is a lot of offensive material in there to sensitive souls who are assholes. So everybody in their mother, well, not everybody, plenty of people thought it was hilarious. But then you got these noble keyboard warriors who just, oh my God, I am a sinner. They rush to attack, and it is just insane the level of frustration by people because of this. Melissa writes this. I have been a longtime fan, but for some reason, I am just now seeing his posts again. Yeah, you're a huge fan. He is totally trying at shock jock. Not sure I am a fan of this, but I hope it works out for him. Yeah, you don't hope for anything. And then I wrote, so you're a longtime fan, but you don't like me cracking jokes. Got it. You're no fan of anything except avoiding sensible meals. Now, I am not the type that likes, when people do like this, say something like this on my feed, I very, very rarely ignore. I feel an urge to lash out back when they lash out at me. And I think that's fine. I think that's fair game. I don't have a problem with anybody doing that. And I guess my question is, what do you expect? What do you want somebody to do? Here I am, and she isn't even that attacking. A lot of the other ones are. All I'm doing is making a joke, and everybody runs with it like, oh, shit, he's serious. He's an asshole. Oh, my God, what a dick. It's like, come on, people. It's a fucking roast. Everything's a joke. She wrote, no worries, and I can be disappointed. You have gone more extreme. It is your choice what to say and my choice what to listen or pay attention. She's not that great at writing. Also, I don't offend easily, so do your best. I'm ready. A few to help you get a running start. Listen to this. She writes, I am overweight, low self-esteem, have a Google eye, monster feet, and come from poverty. And I'm like, oh, you asshole. What are you doing? And I'm like, God, you make it tough. Oh, I love these too. This asshole, Jason writes, huh? Traverse City and Cherry Fest is definitely not a hillbilly convention. Yeah, no shit, asshole. It's a fucking joke. Unless the trash from Jenison. I don't live in Jenison, but everybody thinks I live in Jenison. I used to live in Jenison, so that's where they're going from. So this guy's calling all people who live in Jenison, Michigan, trash. Oh, all right, fine. So I'm the problem. All right. Trash from Jenison, Michigan is making their way up there because Grand Rapids is too depressing. You're better than that, Zane. Come on. Unbelievable. Patriot Nick gets involved. And, he's kind of like defending me. And then they like mix him up in it. And they're saying awful things about poor Nick. This one guy, Donald Watkins, writes, have you listened to Zane lately? He is definitely not better than that. He's been dumpster diving for years, and the past year or so has taken a liking to living his career in a sewage pod. He seems to like it there. Unfortunately, because he used to actually be funny more often than not, and now all he has is degrading others and calling people names. You asshole. Are you telling me that prior to whenever I never degraded anybody and called people names? I would argue that that's all I've done. And now all of a sudden, Donald Watkins is letting me have it. Okay. All right. Fine. Wow. What a thing. This same guy, Donald Watkins, writes, I keep the faith that someday Zane might actually be funny again without resorting to Andrew Dice Clay type of humor. There's only a few people in the world that can make that type of humorous content, and it certainly isn't in Zane's wheelhouse. Name calling and degrading others really isn't funny. Well, unless you're used to that type of trash humor. All right. And then he proceeds to degrade Patriot Nick. And then I wrote, well, look, you don't know anything about Nick or myself. He obviously doesn't. He continues, Eric Zane, you mean exactly like you know nothing about the people you bully, degrade, belittle, and call names. Can you believe this guy? Come on. You can do better than that tasteless humor, or at least you were able to just a couple of years ago. Maybe your creativity and imagination is gone, so you have to resort to shock, jock, shtick. Dude, that was a clever line. I thought that was an excellent line. Are you kidding me? In 14 words, you know how much mileage I got out of this? Poverty Carney ride at Michigan Hillbilly Convention goes bonkers. Dirt people rush to help. That is fucking gold. Oh my God. I see that Debbie Smith showed up again. She's the fat whore who caused half of my trouble during the when I referred to the hot dog eating idiot as a skank. I said, please get your brothers or whomever to swing their purses at me again. By the way, there's plenty of people that loved the comments. The headline, it went over wonderfully. The loud, obnoxious handful of people that do not like it I'm just highlighting them because it's more fun to highlight the negative people bashing me than the ones that are. I don't want to sit there and say, look how many people love my comment. I mean, that's not really my thing. I much more like to sit there and talk about the people who don't like it. Ryan writes, dirt people. Those people rushed to help any way they could. That's a low comment, but what else would you expect? I get it. So you laugh at certain jokes. Okay, well, no, wait a minute. That's not. I'm reading this out of order. I wish this didn't really post in order. Knowing your history, it seems you haven't learned much. Oh, well, maybe one day. Nick writes, oh, and here you are, still trolling on Eric's page. Seems like you enjoy being triggered. And he writes, sorry, who are you? And I wrote, I don't think it really matters who he is. The point is that it's a joke, and here you are all fussy about it. And I wrote, take a hike, Corky. You want me to go anywhere, then delete or block me. It's not like your content is earth-shattering anyway. Maybe you'll be doing me a favor, keyboard warrior. I said, I'm not forcing you to stay here. You seem a little uptight. Nah, this is just this particular joke. I thought it was great what those people did. Yeah, so did I, asshole. Again, it's a fucking joke. That's all. I don't know if it made a difference or not. It didn't, by the way. That thing was coming to a stop. But still, those people ran toward it to try and prevent something that could have been a tragedy. I commend that. Yeah, so do I. So do I. I don't have a problem with any of that. I wrote, I get it. You laugh at certain jokes of mine, and then you take the high ground on other ones. Okay, cool. The people that give it back get it because I wrote dirt people, Mike Todd. So you were there then. And I wrote maybe. So fantastic. Then I hear through the grapevine that all of this struck a nerve with Bill Simonson from The Huge Show. All right. This is how it went off on Bill's show. He read the comment, and later on in the day, I hear my phone ringing. I look, and it's Bill, and I go, okay, I can't quite pick it up right now. And I'm like, what the hell could he want? And I thought to myself, maybe he read it and he laughed or something like that. But I had no idea. But he actually took it to the air on Bill's show. And I have the audio from that. Check this out.
Moneyline Monday. And free credit. And use that up, I think, was it in Traverse City? From that carnival ride up, I think, was it in Traverse City? That looked like it was it's full of people, and it looked like it was going to tip over, and everybody rushed to help balance the thing. I was reading from the Eric Zane Show podcast, and they had the video. And his quote was, "Poverty carny ride at Michigan Hillbilly Convention goes bonkers. Dirt people rush to help." Oh, Zane. Every time Eric Zane, it seems like he's going to settle down and just be a good guy. He completely alienates half his audience. It's amazing. On a serious note, how about the people who came and balanced that? Now, I'm not going to jump on these rides at all. You know what I love about carnivals? They're food. I'm not lying. Food and cold beer or cold beverages. But if you're the Eric Zane Show podcast, you can't put as a headline over the video, "Poverty carny ride at Michigan Hillbilly Convention goes bonkers. Dirt people rush to help." Oh, gosh. I'm not going to stereotype carnies, okay? I'm not going to do that. I applaud the people who just all rush there to balance it, to stop the damn ride and let the people get off before there was tragedy. And the reason we can laugh is that there was no tragedy. And I think Eric should retract his paragraph above
what an asshole.
The video. "Poverty carny ride at Michigan Hillbilly Convention goes bonkers. Dirt people rush to help." 24/7. The podcasts are free at the Huge Show.
Now, when I did talk to him, the conversation consisted of just him saying the line over and over again and laughing his ass off. He loved it. And so, I don't get people. I just don't understand how people get so bent out of shape over something as simple as that. I mean, wow, I have pissed off so many people in the last handful of days because I referred to as a disgusting anorexic crack whore who can eat 50 hot dogs in 5 minutes as a skank. All right. And because of a bunch of hillbillies at a fair, referring to them as dirt people. I have, oh my God, it's like I said some horrible racist shit or something like that. Wow. Man, that is really something. Really, really something. Sarah says new t-shirt design. Listeners are dirt people. Dirt people may have to manifest at some point on a t-shirt. Chris K, who I'm still looking for a reason why you missed my party that you were supposed to be at, adds, great writing, Eric. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Truth be told, I have the thing on my website when you put a headline in. By the way, Michelle writes, I got 3 days in Facebook jail for agreeing with you. Well, what did you write there? You had to have written something specific. I have to be very careful now what I put on Facebook, because if it's too aggressive, I will be in trouble. They are looking at me now, because after I referred to hot dog bitch as an anorexic crack whore, that one got me in trouble. And again, it all stems from written words. If you write it on Facebook, you're dead meat. Chris says, I think they're more offended of you calling the Cherry Festival a hillbilly convention. I think they were upset by a lot of things. Poverty Carney Ride, Michigan Hillbilly Convention, and Dirt People. So that means of the 14 words, poverty, carney, hillbilly, dirt people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 14 words. That's a high concentration of offensiveness. If of 14 words, more than a third of them are inflammatory, this is what you get. That is a quality headline. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud of the stir that it caused. And I will do it again. All right. So I've got a little bit of a weird scenario today on the live stream. I have to really kind of hunt around to get to your comments, and I love interacting with you. So it's gotten me a little bit off my game. As I'm looking at this, there's a spot that it kind of they all show up, aggregated from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And it's like it did like that ride. It went kablooey. So what I'm able to read is not necessarily everything, and it's bumming me out because that's the way I interact with you during the show. It's my go to the phones. That's what I was talking about with Ed Ryan on when he was talking with me on Friday. There was a time when I could not look at those things. I just couldn't do it. It would throw me off of my game too much. But somehow I've developed some spider sense to be able to absorb those while speaking at the same time. But today's a little bit jacked. I have a guest that's going to be joining me on the show today. And it is comes to us from the Who Are These Podcasts coaching tree. They say that on an NFL team, like you got the Bill Walsh coaching tree. You got the Mike Holmgren coaching tree. Who Are These Podcasts coaching tree? Talking about a gentleman who goes by the name of Soft Weekly. First name Soft, last name Weekly. Soft Weekly. I don't know. I have no idea where it comes from. But that's what he's known as, Soft Weekly. From the podcast titled Someone needs to say it. He's going to join me in about 28 minutes on this show. I like to bring people in from time to time to basically talk about things going on in the world. And Soft was featured just this past week on Who Are These Podcasts? And on his show in particular, he had Carl from Who Are These Podcasts on several shows ago. And they talked about your old pal, Eric Zane. I don't have that in front of me. It was before I actually made my first appearance on Who Are These Podcasts. But Soft is a dude who's kind of like a big fan of radio in general. He grew up on the east side of the state, and he reached out to me after my first appearance on Who Are These Podcasts, and I've been wanting to get him on. This is how it works in podcasting. The only way podcast audiences grow is by being on other podcasts. I've talked about this before. So keep in mind that his podcast exists. It's called Someone Needs to Say It. I will link it up in the show notes of this podcast. When he joins me, we're going to play audio from another podcast where one of the hosts has one of the biggest meltdowns I have ever heard in my entire life. And I think he actually knows the guy who is involved in this. Oh, wow. He says it was a rage quit. Guy actually freaked out and walked off his show. He says, I know the guy. John the Philly Fanatic. And I cannot wait to play it for you and hear the explanation behind it. All right. So welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. So glad you guys are here. How to watch this show. First of all, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. If you would, share it. Share it, please, and like it. On Facebook, of course. Then on Twitter, a Periscope video brought to you by Blue Frost IT. If you would, retweet it and post a snarky comment. That would be awesome. And then YouTube. Follow the show on YouTube. Watch it as it happens live. Eric Zane Show on YouTube, brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance. MyPolicyShop.com. I'm on Instagram, brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Eric Zane Show on Instagram. And then email the show anytime, eric@ericzaneshow.com, with any hate email, any compliments, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Reach out, eric@ericzaneshow.com. In fact, I just got an email from Candy Crush Linda. Hi, Eric. Possible email of the day. Maybe for the Patreon, if this group could be a potential advertiser. No, it's not going to be a potential advertiser. I'm listening to the Lost Zane recordings, and Julius has just started with age management. If you don't know, I never understood the name of this business. People go there and they try to lose weight. Why are you calling it age management? What if you're 22 and you're fat as shit and you want to lose weight? You go to age management. I don't know. I think they could have named that place better. I'm curious about your opinion of the program. I have two friends who did it a few years ago, lost a bunch of weight, but then put it back on. And now they're both doing it again, thanks to pandemic weight gain. It just seems weird to me to do something again that's so expensive and didn't have great long-term results. Your thoughts? Thanks, Linda. P.S. Did Kim Carson keep her weight off long-term? All right, I'll start with that. As far as I know, yes. I saw Kim a few years ago, and she looked great. That's how she lost her weight. Okay? If you're the type of person that needs somebody to kind of spoon feed you the program and cost you a lot of money? Well, if you commit to something like that, well, yeah, it's going to work. Let's get down to brass tacks here. Less calories consumed, more calories burned will result in weight loss. I can promise you that. I am of the belief that anything that has a huge price tag on it is not a great idea. To me, it's money that you don't have to spend. But if you're the type of person that can't do it unless somebody's holding your hand, maybe. But there is, if you can arm yourself with knowledge as to what to do, you can absolutely do this on your own. It's just a matter of how committed you are. And sometimes you need that extra accountability. I would say out of all the things that age management is that they try to hold you accountable. But there's a lot of things in it that I don't believe is effective in any way. I think there's some shots that they give you or some shit like that. Like, here, take this shot, like an actual shot they're giving you. I don't believe in any of that. I think that's all fucking snake oil. Just my opinion. So, yeah, absolutely overpriced. Does it work? Well, if you commit to anything where you don't take in as many calories and you actually burn more than you're taking in, yes, you will lose weight. That's how it goes. So I'm kind of old school. I'm kind of do your own research, spend a little time, then eat appropriately, then get your exercise. I do recommend seeing a doctor if you're over age 40 before you start any exercise program. Other than that, don't eat as much and spend a little time walking and lifting weights. Maybe go running, something like that. So no, I don't think that spending a ton of cash on anything. Now, what that basically does is, hey, Zane, so-and-so company wants to advertise on the show. No, I can't do it. Sorry. That sucks. I don't want to commit to that. Can tell making shit up. Here, take some snake oil. That's bullshit. So I guess the long answer to that is, yeah, I guess it works, but you shouldn't be paying for it. Anybody that says, hey, you can sign up here and spend all this money. Yeah, I'm just don't eat as much. Study an appropriate diet. And to me, an appropriate diet isn't too much of any one thing. A well-balanced diet. Just do the math. Read some labels. Get to the bottom of how many calories you're taking in. Make sure it's quality food. Make sure it isn't the garbage that I'm eating right now. And then do some exercise. Yesterday, another failure. You realize that Tim and Zeke brought over a cake. And we didn't even touch it at the Zaniac party. So I was starving last night. And did I do anything sensible to eat? No. Diana had a leftover steak. So I cut it into strips and threw it on the cast iron frying pan in a little bit of olive oil. And then put that fake square orange cheese on. I made my own cheesesteak. And 2 of them. And it was awesome. So I did that, murdered that. And then I saw that Diana's brother, the NFK, had purchased these frozen breakfast burritos. This is like 9:30 at night. With egg, cheese, and sausage. And then you heat them up in the microwave for 2 minutes. They're molten hot. I already ate the 2 little mini steak sandwiches. That should be enough. That's already bad enough. I get the damn burrito out, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is going to be great. And I can't control myself. I'm so ravished for some reason. Ravished, I just want to eat. I stick it in my mouth. It's super hot, burns my tongue. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Let it cool, idiot. Eat that, and then I see the cake. It is untouched. We have not yet cut into the cake. Pull it out, and it is heavy. It actually has thud to it. I cannot believe the weight of the cake. I'm like, my God, what is in this thing? So I cut it. Very nonsensible piece. It's probably 4 inches by 4 inches. And 4 inches thick. So 4 inches wide is the piece by 4 inches wide. So it's square. And it's a cube. The whole thing, the cake is in this huge pan, this gigantically deep pan. I scoop it out. It's got cake and pudding and some type of fruit thing. It is, it's multi-layered and just so much thud to it. Oh. And then what do I do as soon as I get done with that? Go to bed. That's not a good thing. Oh. The struggle is absolutely real. All right. Sarah says, those burritos are good as shit. Adam says, failure. Michelle says, eating the NFK's food. Shame on you. That's okay. It's all right. So yesterday was the day that I picked up Daisy from the vet. And I talked about this on the Patreon a little bit. But I have some show and tell. And I'll link it up in the show notes of the podcast. You can check it out. But the good news is the dog was supposed to get two things happen. First of all, she had the sedation was a concern because, bulldog, 7-year-old dog, sometimes it gets wonky. She's fine. She finished the surgery with flying colors, so happy about that. But the whole thing is good because she had this big growth on her front right leg. And we were, it just showed up out of nowhere, so they're worried about what it was. And after getting into the leg, they had to do an incision, and it just kind of fell out. It was just like a big, fatty, gross cyst. It just, so they're 99.9999% certain it is not anything to worry about. They send it off to pathology. Okay, great. But the even better news is they did not have to cut into her to remove these bladder stones. This vet, Dr. Lettergerber, got the bright idea to try to flush out the dog's bladder. With a catheter up her hoo-ha, and she's still unconscious at the time. And then it worked. And the dog, wow, look at this. They have the stones that were in the dog's bladder. And check this out. This is what was inside of the dog's bladder. These unbelievable stones. Now, they're in a test tube right now, but look at that. Are you kidding me? This was all in there inside of the dog, and this was causing massive infection from time to time because things sit in there and they get it mixed in with this sludge or grit. And so that was very, very good that they got that removed. But look at that. Kind of gross, I know, but some of you are like, holy shit. So the dog is doing good. Very, very happy about that. That is a wonderful team over there. Animal Medical Center of Wyoming. I've been trying to get these people on the podcast forever and haven't been successful. Maybe if you reach out to them and take your dogs there and say, hey, I heard about you. Eric Zane was bragging about you guys on the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right. You're not going to believe this. I already have to take a pee. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Back in a minute, taking a pee. Sit tight, and I'll be right back with you. Okay? Sound good? When Soft gets in here, we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup, the ancient trophy, of course, that the Tampa Bay Lightning have won again. By the way, after they won that, that's like the third time they've won it. They won it in 2004, and then they've won it the last 2 years. Montreal fan is like, yeah, call us when you've won as many as we've won. And they've won like, I don't know, 20-something Stanley Cups. There was a period of time way back in the day when they were just dominant. They haven't won one since the early 1990s. You can't say shit. I mean, no one's talking about the Montreal Canadiens. They haven't done shit forever. So, and they got their asses handed to them in the finals by Tampa. Tampa is a dynasty, in my opinion. They're probably going to win it again next year. So shut the fuck up. Well, these stupid idiots were partying with the cup, and they destroyed it. It's actually the funny thing is they're saying, yeah, finally the cup goes to Montreal because the cup it has to go up to Montreal to get repaired. You know, the bowl, it's like massively dented. It's like misshapen. It's like flat. It's like someone fell on it. So they have to repair it. Now, I've seen the type of damage of what hockey players can do with championship trophies. It's worth telling the story again. Also a very famous trophy, not nearly as known, but very, very old. The Calder Cup was awarded to the Grand Rapids Griffins in 2017. I was there when they won that game. That was still one of the... I will never forget that. Oh. The players left the bench early before the horn had even sounded. Like 6 seconds left. Evgeny Svechnikov flies over the boards and goes skating by the linesman immediately during gameplay. The Griffins have like 14 men on the ice. Technically, the ref should have blown the whistle, and there should have been a power play with a face-off in the Griffins zone. They didn't blow the whistle, though, and everybody followed Svechnikov. Tyler Bertuzzi, Joey Hicketts, all those dumbasses go out there skating. Win the Calder Cup. Was awesome. That night, they destroyed the cup. The bowl part was flat, similar to what happened to the Stanley Cup, and it was also tilted massively. And the next day, we went over to Coach Todd Nelson's house, and was just kind of hanging out. And then all the players show up, and they're hungover, and they have the cup with them, and they set it down. And I remember looking at him like, oh my God, what the fuck happened to this thing? What did you guys do? If you look down at the bowl, it looked like Stewie Griffin's head. I mean, it was oval. I took a picture of it and posted it. And by like the end of the hour, Randy Cleves from the Griffins says, take that down. The league saw that. They're pissed. And we got to get to the bottom of this. The thing was so badly damaged, it was retired. They had to make a new cup. And so now they say if the player damages it, they have to pay for it. And these are American Hockey League players. These aren't National Hockey League players, so they don't make any money. So they're like, okay, you better be careful with that damn thing. Okay, we're going to talk about that with Soft in a bit here. Hey, I would love you to have some merch. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. That's where you go. Click on merch. Check out the T-shirt designs. I would love you to have one. They're affordably priced, but I hate the fact that the company that makes them really bends you over for the shipping. So I apologize for that. If you want a shirt, they're there. If not, that's cool too. The open and the live stream of the show brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. If you are in the market for a mortgage, please reach out to Mario. 231-332-6505. Getting people mortgages in every state with the exception of Maine, South Carolina, Hawaii, and Alaska. You're thinking, Zane, I can't get a mortgage, man. My credit's in the dumper. Let him figure that out. He can possibly help you, okay? And if your credit is fantastic, that's okay too. That'll be a very easy, painless process for you. I recommend this. Just call him up and get to know him. See what he thinks about the mortgage process. Talk to him, and then you decide. That's all I ask, is that you reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. While I'm at it, Prince Arming, if you want to carry your pistol concealed in the great state of Michigan, consider Prince Arming. Classes in West Michigan happen every month, and the next classes are set up over 2 Tuesdays. All right? Tuesday, July 27th at 5:30 p.m., and then the following week, Tuesday, August 3rd. CCW CPL class, 2 Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. is when they start. If you want in, it's going to cost you $125. You get done with the class. You take your certification that you passed, and you will pass, to your county, and then fill out the application for the pistol license. They'll fingerprint you. They'll take a mug shot. Not a mug shot. They'll take a little picture for identification purposes. Definitely not a mug shot. And then they'll do a background check. Before you know it, your pistol license shows up in the mail. And then you carry that thing concealed. Thank you to Prince Arming, helping people out with this class by a certified pistol instructor, the one and only Steve Prince. If you want more information, just click on the Prince Arming logo at ericzaneshow.com. Or if you want, you can just reach out to Steve anytime, 616-204-1705. All right. Hang on, need something to drink. One of those days. Okay. I still have tickets available if you want to check out a comedy show coming up on Thursday night, July 15th at Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming. Jordan Garnett, live stand-up. If you want a 4-pack of tickets to see Jordan, all you have to do, it's coming up this Thursday, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, subject line comedy, subject line free tickets, whatever you want. You will get the free tickets. Thank you to Big Dick Donnie over at Back Alley Comedy Club. Spectrum Lanes, that is another Back Alley Comedy Club location. Just reach out to me and I'll set you up with free tickets. If you want to buy your tickets for any of the upcoming Back Alley Comedy Club shows, definitely click on the link in the show notes. Adam Burke and Aaron Putnam are going to be at Rockford Lanes on Friday. So that's cool. I'll have those boys on this show on Thursday at 9 a.m. Garnett is also going to be at Rockford Lanes on Saturday, July 17th. John Heffron and John Reap, Tuesday, August 24th. In fact, they're going to be there all that week, August 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. In Muskegon, Rockford, Holland, and Howard City. Mitch Fatel, September 1st and 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Back Alley in Muskegon, Rockford, Wyoming, and Howard City. Ryan O'Flanagan, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, same deal. Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Billy's Lounge in Grand Rapids. That'll be great. And then Spectrum Lanes and Howard City Lanes. And then Billy Wayne Davis, Craig Shoemaker, Logan Gunselman, upcoming shows. Tommy Davidson, Jonathan Martin, and Shane Smith, all at Back Alley Comedy Club. The new face of comedy in West Michigan is Back Alley Comedy Club. Very cool. All right. I got a couple minutes. I'm just waiting on Soft Weekly here. He's going to be joining me in just a second. As soon as you get on, I'll put you on here, Soft. Cannot wait to play the audio for you of that unbelievable rage walk-off that happened on this podcast. We'll be getting into that, and I'll introduce you to him. There's been a rage walk-off on this show. I think that was before I started before I got back on my medicine. There was more than one rage walk-off. I rage walked on, I think I was pissed off at Kenny about something. And then I rage walked because Amanda did something. That was when I was out in Los Angeles for the kidney transplant, the kidney donation. I'm not happy about that. I don't think I would ever let that happen again. But you never know. All right. A couple other things going on that I want to get to. There's a local story about a guy who, this is just ridiculous. This guy, not far from here, is going to trial because, he was pissed off that his IRS stimulus check had not yet gotten to his house. So, in an effort to try to find out what was going on, most people would probably reach out to the IRS. But if you remember at the time, everything was screwed up because the IRS was overrun with calls and people that were pissed off and wondering what was going on because of the pandemic. So this guy's trying to get to the bottom. Edward Thomas Kelman, 66-year-old dude, is trying to get to the bottom of where his stimulus check is. So instead of calling the IRS, he decides that he wants to reach out to the head of the Republican Party. And it's like, dude, how stupid are you? I don't know how that's going to get your stimulus check to you sooner, but he called the head of Michigan's Republican Party. But the number he found online did not go to that office. It went to another state representative by the name of Lori Pahutsky. An aide answers the phone, like some intern, some newbie, whatever. And this was at the office, the Livonia Democrats Lansing office. So she's got this pissed off guy roaring and raging at her about where his stimulus check is. And she says, well, you've called the wrong place. This is the office of Democratic Representative Lori Pahutsky. And he says, give me the number of the person I need to talk to. And she goes, well, I don't know. I don't know who you need to talk to. And so she didn't give him any phone number. What does this stupid bastard do? He says, what am I supposed to do? Come down there like the rest of these people and walk around with a shiny AR-15 to get an answer? Okay, so he's got this probably a 20-year-old girl on the phone, and all she knows is she's got a pissed off old man yelling at her, looking for where his stimulus check is, and he's saying, you want me to come down with my gun? What do you expect is going to happen? And by the way, this is right after all of those stupid bastards showed up at the state steps of the Michigan Capitol with their dumb fucking guns and their stupid "Don't Tread on Me" flags. Okay? So she's like, what the hell? She ends up calling the cops on the guy, which, I mean, I don't blame her. What would you do? So, the Granville man said he had no intention of going to Lansing and only mentioned an AR-15 because he'd noticed armed protesters had stormed the Capitol days earlier. We don't know what the aide reported Kelman as saying because the lawmaker's office as well as Michigan State Police declined comment. All right. The next day, I walk out of my house to take my dog for a walk, and I got U.S. Marshals up on my lawn coming out of cars and everything else, Kelman recalled. So he's going out to walk the dog, and all of a sudden he's got all these dudes that are saying, now freeze, don't move. They asked if they could search my home. Dude says, I don't own a firearm. I don't even drive. I wasn't coming to Lansing to do it. I think they're making a mountain out of a molehill. Well, they don't know that, you stupid bastard. How are they to know? Probably not a good idea when you're talking to a lawmaker and you're angry, looking for your stupid stimulus check. A day or two after all that shit goes down to say, what do you want me to do? Show up with my gun? That's a bad move. Kelman's call to Pohutsky's office was not recorded, but court documents said he admitted to state police that he made the statement in question, but told investigators he never intended to follow through. A law professor told the news station that federal courts have ruled that it's not a defendant's intention that determines criminal responsibility, but what the targeted victim believes. So she's sitting there going, oh, fuck, man. And she assumes he's crazy with a gun. So that's the problem. This comes up on social media a lot. People post things and then say, oh, I wasn't serious, explained Brendan Barry, a professor at Western Michigan University's Cooley Law School. Well, then you shouldn't have posted it, because if the person you threatened thought it was serious and a reasonable person would think it was serious, you've just lost, because they're saying, oh, this is First Amendment. He should be able to say what he wants. No, when you do that, you've lost your First Amendment protection, regardless of what was in your mind subjectively at the time. We can't read your mind, asshole. Beery noted that while instilling fear in a target by threatening them is not protected speech, venting or blowing off steam is. So who knows? Maybe this guy will get away with it. Courts recognize the value in venting, even if it is ill-advised. People do have the right to express themselves and to vent their anger and frustration. What you don't have the First Amendment right to do is cause somebody else the kind of angst and harm that comes along with being threatened. So if this chick hangs up, she's like, holy shit, is this guy coming to me with a gun? You're in trouble. Beery said people often mistakenly believe that the right to free speech is absolute. It is not. The most famous case, yelling fire in a crowded theater. Kelman's trial is scheduled for Thursday in Granville District Court. It is a misdemeanor charge, so probably nothing too egregious is going to happen to this guy. But that's it. Wow. What a jackass. All right. I don't know. I'm hoping that the tech issues that I'm having on the restream are not screwing up my pal Corey. My new pal Corey is supposed to join me on the show, but I do not see him here. So this is what I'd like to do. I'm actually going to shut this one down and then come back and finish the show. This won't affect the audio podcast in any way, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut this down and kind of reset the whole damn thing, because it's screwing with my mind, and I want to make sure that he's not in limbo or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this one right now and then come back with you, okay? So we will reconvene. Be looking for it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. All right? Stand by.